This mural is that of the American flag mixed with what looks like a feather and a flower. And this is a beautiful mural right here in Manchester. And the artist of this mural name is Tara Averda. Her social media tag is at TMA Murals. And again, that's at TMA Murals. Really nice mural right here in downtown Manchester. Let's get it. Welcome to another P9 production. This is your host P9, and now I am in the city of Manchester, Tennessee. Manchester, Tennessee is the city and county seat of Coffee County with a population of 12,213. So it's a pretty nice sized city located off of Interstate 24. En route from Chattanooga to Nashville. This is Manchester, Tennessee. And the city was named after the city and borough of Manchester over in England. So this is the downtown portion of Manchester. I'm at the corner of North Spring Street and East Main Street. I'm gonna come on down here to Main Street, but typical with smaller cities, when you go downtown to the Main Street, it's going to be a bunch of locally owned establishments, family owned establishments. So I don't know if you guys notice, but every time I come to the smaller cities and smaller towns, you don't really see a lot of corporations. You don't see any corporations. It's primarily locally owned, family owned establishments. There's a jeweler across the street called Maggie's. They also have what's called a Mid-Tennessee Vapor Shop and Lounge in that building on the far right. But this building right here is called the Coffee County Historical Society. And here is a marker with the Tullahoma campaign. So Tullahoma is located in Coffee County as well, about 15 miles west of Manchester. And it's just a map of the Civil War campaign of Tullahoma. It goes Braxton, Bragg and General William Rosecrans. And this is a timeline of the events that transpired all the way up to the battle at Tullahoma. So you have the multiple sites of the Civil War from 1860 all the way up to 1865. So it's a pretty nice little trinket of information over here. So what's led up to it was in the late June of 1863, Major Rosecrans launched a major offensive from his base at Murfreesboro in an attempt to drive Confederate General Bragg's 43,000-man Army of Tennessee from its entrenchments at Shelbyville and Wartrace, and possibly out of the state. The Union commander planned to capture Chattanooga and, in his words, rescue loyal East Tennessee from the hands of the rebels. The campaign was bold and swift with relatively few engagements. The first occurred at Hoover's Gap. By July 4th, the Union's Army of the Cumberland, 70,000 strong, had forced the Confederate retreat in the direction of Chattanooga, leaving nearly all of Tennessee in Union hands. So basically, yeah, the Union had the upper hand in that one, and that was led by Union Major General William Rosecrans. So it's just Manchester's role in it right here. Advanced to Manchester. So Shelbyville is another city that's not too far from Manchester and Tullahoma. It's just some more images. You had Manchester's role in the war industry. And again, when Manchester was established, it was named after Manchester, England, which itself was an industrial city. And here comes Benjamin Franklin Cheatham, who was born near Nashville. But Cheatham was one of the Western Confederacy's best-loved generals. Active in Democratic politics, he was appointed Brigadier General of the Provisional Army of Tennessee by Governor Isham Harris before the state actually seceded in 1861. And that's him right there, the Major General Benjamin Franklin Cheatham. But yeah, back then too, during the Civil War, a lot of states were seceding from the Union. The Confederacy were in strong support of slavery, of course. But look at this nice fountain that sits right outside of this courthouse. So this Coffee County Courthouse was built in 1871 as the centerpiece of Manchester's historic district and has been listed in the National Historic Places by the United States Department of Interior in 1974. So this is a Coffee County Courthouse which functions as the Coffee County Historical Society Museum. Here's another marker with war history here in Manchester. So pretty much echoes what was already established about the Tullahoma campaign. They have this similar marker in Tullahoma, Tennessee as well. It's just a series of monuments that's on the side of this courthouse. These monuments are dedicated to troops who served in the different branches of the military. And one of them right here is a statue of Corporal Brian James Schaff, who lived from November 27th, 83 to January 28, 2006. So he was very young when he perished. But he was of the 2nd Battalion of the 506th Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division of Operation Iraqi Freedom. So I'm guessing he passed away in the midst of the Iraqi war. So RIP to Corporal James Shaw. And this is in honor of all Coffee County veterans who served our nation throughout the Persian Gulf War in Operation Desert Storm between 1990 and 91. So one thing for sure is these cities and towns, especially these smaller towns, they really make sure they do their due diligence in honoring the military vets, especially those who are from the local area. And there's more monuments right over here. Korean War monument on the far left. This one in the center is for those who served in World Wars I and II, and the Vietnam War Memorial. So the locals who served. And this is 401st MP military vehicle from the U.S. Army. You know. Well, that sun is starting to come out a little bit more now. It was real earlier today, this morning, it was real cloudy, overcast, and real groggy looking, but now looks like that sun is coming out. So that definitely gives life to the day for sure. It's an antique shop over there. Go down here real quick. Shout out to the Manchester Police Department. This is the City of Manchester Police Department building right here. And right over there is what's called the Mercantile Cafe. And you have this wooden gazebo right here. The Mercantile Cafe, they also have a food truck, it looks like, where down home cooking meets southern hospitality. And that's very common down here in the South. That southern hospitality serviced by some good old home cooking. So you got the old National Bank over here. Okay, look at this old historical home right here. This old historical house that is now the High Cotton at the Vaughn House. So I don't know if this is like a bed and breakfast or anything like that, but it was established in 2013. I don't know if it's a restaurant or a bed and breakfast. I'm not really sure. Usually those bed and breakfasts look like they're usually in these type of homes right here, these old homes with the upstairs balcony. But it looks nice though. It's called the High Cotton at the Vaughn House. I don't know what this is right here. It looks like this building is abandoned though. But it looks it may have been, it looks like it used to be it used to house the postal service, the post office. It looks like an old post office. I'm reading on the side right here that the Postmaster General was James Farley and John Carmody was the Federal Works Administrator. So this building was built in 1940 and it looks like it was occupied by the Postal Service. Supervising architect Louis Simon and Neil Mellick was supervising engineer. Okay. The post office, the mail carrier, making her morning runs, morning deliveries. And this building right here, this church was built in 1894. It is now called the Church at 117. Very historical building, as you can see. Bruce Florist and Gifts. It's a little bit outside of downtown, but this is Woodland Street right over here. Have a wellness primary care, Woodland Wellness Primary Care right over here. They got a church over here, the Main Street Church of Christ. And you got the Manchester Art Center right here. AKA the Mac. So they have a theater in there as well. So it's called the Manchester Art Center. Of course, you have to have your drugstore, your pharmacy, Baker Bros Drug Company. Very conveniently located here in downtown Manchester. Overall, nice downtown, nice and quiet. But with that in mind, this concludes the Manchester, Tennessee vlog. And if you made it this far and you like this video, please hit that like button. And also, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well. That way you get notified every time I drop a vlog. And with that in mind, guys, I'm out. Peace. Have a great day.